Hindi may ano doon. Servet na. Ay, live na. Hello! Hello, hello! Happy New Year to each and everyone. Maligayang bagong taon po sa lahat. I am so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you are having a wonderful day. You are having a wonderful New Year. For others, no, meron mga tragedies talaga. I know na a lot of us have been looking forward to really finish 2020. But then again, meron talagang mga challenges. Just in our locality here in Victoria's going to Silay, it is 3 to 4 towns away from Bacolod. And by midnight talaga, nung midnight, alam nyo bang binaha sila? Binaha sila hanggang, nung una, hanggang waistline pa lang. And then eventually hanggang leeg na. And I think halos the whole subdivision and a large part of those cities submerged talaga sa baha. So I really feel sorry to all of those and know that as kahit hindi man kami naapektuhan dito, but you are all in our prayers and we wish na sana makaget over tayo ngayon. So, we will tackle now about New Year's resolution but focusing on health and wellness. I know marami sa atin for the past years, yung mga yung mga New Year's resolution natin, parating paulit-ulit lang. It's somewhat the same and it's somewhat babalik-balik. But I hope that this time we will try to make a commitment para ito talaga ay masunod at ito talaga ay mangyari so that comes next year, your New Year's resolution would be different na din. Okay? So, yung mga doggies ko ay galit na galit kapag merong nagpapaputok. They're not really very fond of firecrackers and mga paputok na yan. That's why from time to time siguro magagalit sila while we're here. So if you have questions about health and wellness, or if you would like to share like kung ano ang New Year's resolution mo last year and New Year's resolution mo this year and what you hope to overcome, what you hope to improve, kindly share this to all of our viewers. You can put in your comments, and kung gusto nyo magpa-shoutout dyan, pwede. Just let us know in the comment section that you are there watching. So, as for me, you know, diba, na last December, we started the Clean and Lean December, and it was also the same as the No Weight Gain Challenge December. So personally, hindi talaga ako nag-weigh because for the longest time, I've been weighing myself, and that December, although it was the year 2 of our No Weight Gain December Challenge, I believe that as you move further sa journey natin when it comes to improving our health, we should really move away from the scale. Hindi pwedeng magpa-dictate tayo sa weighing scale lang, okay? Maraming other forms or gauge of health, no? Hindi lang yung weight. Although weight could be a good gauge, no? A good kind of measurement if you use this the right way. Like for example, if you are using this to monitor simply together with your fat percentage, and at the same time, if you are still on the obese side or overweight side, so you really have to weigh. But you have to be honest with yourself. Kasi meron din na normal yung weight, pero alam mo na your muscle bulk is actually not that big, no? Kahit normal weight ka, but you know, your percentage of muscles in comparison with your fat percentage is really somewhat hindi pareho, or somewhat hindi sila equitable. So in general, mas maganda talaga na yung muscle bulk, especially for males, is a lot bigger as compared to fat percentage. So with women, for example, women are actually allowed to have more fat in their bodies because a lot of organs of reproduction entails fat, like the breast and the buttocks part, and then on the reproductive area. So maraming fats talaga yun. But yung mga lalaki, wala silang fats. In fact, yung sinasabi nating essential fats, wherein the fats in your body na totoong essential lang talaga, which should include the brain, the nerves, no? Yung mga nerves sa ating katawan, and very minimal parts of our body. Yung fat percentage niyan is actually just 2 to 5% of the overall body weight. But since given na hindi naman lahat athletic ang physique, hindi naman lahat muscular yung physique, so yung mga lalaki is actually good to have a muscle mass or muscle mass percentage that is around 15 to 20%. And for females, up to 35 is considered normal. But I don't want you maximizing that normal na 35%. Kasi sobrang laki na yon. As for me, no, with my physique right now, yung body fat percentage ko, when I'm fasting, like for example, when I'm fasting for 3 days or 5 days after an extended fast, like 7 days, it can lower down up to 25. I think yung pinakamababa ko before was around 21 to 22% na fat percentage. But right now, I'm ranging around 26 to 29 na fat percentage. So, this one ngayon, ako, sa ganito nating physique, di ba, girl? It's already 28 to 29% of body fat. So, you can just be honest with yourself. And of course, another good gauge would be your, tawag natin doon, na-discuss natin yun sa book, di ba? Honesty pants. So, meron tayong tinatawag na honesty pants. Yun yung mga pants, pantalon, or it can be your belt, no? Like my good friend there, Cha, na watching right now. Hello, Happy New Year from me and Tigirl and all the others. And my brother, of course, Alvin, he's at the back. Marami kaming gagawin. Happy New Year to each and everyone. Maitan, kakakwento lang namin about you regarding, was it you, yung sa books, no, na finally at least nakarating na din. Ruth Bautista, Happy New Year! Thank you so much for watching. And of course, Princess, I'm so happy that you are here. And I hope na okay yung celebration nyo. Paano nyo ba sinelebrate yung January 1, no? Yung Medianoche? And of course, since December, sabi natin, parang dineclare natin yan. A lot of us declare December as our own modern day harvest season. Hindi na tayo nagde-depend talaga sa harvest season. Like, yung totoong harvest season is somewhere around summer, di ba? Here in the Philippines, yun talaga yon, tag-init. Okay, yun yung fruit season. But right now, alam natin na hindi na siya masyadong applicable because fruits are available all year round with agriculture. I know Tita Army is in the field, used to work in the Department of Agriculture. So with all the concerns, no, before na ang kailangan lang natin ay magka-produce ng marami to provide for everyone's needs, and at the same time to boost the economy, but we actually lack or something na hindi natin, na nakaligtaan natin, its effect on our health. So it's important that our health should be included. I think that is the only way that we can move forward sustainably. That is thinking about things, no, the whole picture, hindi lang isa. So right now, we are gonna talk about the New Year's resolution. Ano ang New Year's resolution nyo? Sharon Roldan, hello, Happy New Year. And of course, Ma'am Amabel, I hope you get to enjoy your desserts during this last December 25. And last night, using the allulose na sweetener that you bought. I hope you get to enjoy them and guilt-free kasi it's the only sweetener na parang exactly the same like sugar but without the insulin effect. Okay, so that is really good. And of course, Chloe, my dear, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy you guys are one of the best things that I've met in last year, the low carb community, the low carb feasting and fasting community. I'm so happy that I get to know you, and we've even built friendship na kahit meron tayong mga times na hindi tayo nagsistick with low carb, but we understand each other so well na alam natin na kahit ano pa yan, we will still stay friends. And Ness Sagadal, Happy New Year din po. Thank you so much for watching. So, ano yung New Year's resolution nyo? For me, hindi talaga ako fond of New Year's resolution before. Yung nga sinasabi namin before, we just move through life, nga parang go with the flow lang. Hindi talaga kami masyadong nag-iisip. But siguro, I will try to stick more sa make everything more conscious. Kasi, tingnan mo, nagluluha-luha ako. So, alam mo talagang nag-carb feast ako kasi lumuluha ako. So, it's activating my allergic rhinitis. So, instead of, maybe, at least, for the last year, if I can recall, there was never a time pa din na I gave in and took medicine. That is for my allergic rhinitis. So, if I've had allergic rhinitis activation, that is just simply because nag-overeat ako ng mga high-carb foods, but not to the point that I will need medicine. So right now, hindi pa naman, medyo makate lang yung mata ko. So it's part of the consequence that I intentionally and consciously know that I will have, and the risk that I took, para to enjoy the last meal from 2020 last night. So, yun lang. And right now, how to jumpstart that? I know, nagsabi tayo how to jumpstart 2021 with when it comes to health and wellness. Iba-iba tayo. So, we have different sets, different styles. For some, I can really say the slowly but surely way is really more sustainable as compared to jump-starting everything na grabe talaga all in. But it will be up to you, especially if you know na the tools that you can use. So, as for me, I was able to think, if only I can make myself recover faster. I recover faster because I know I recover when I'm fasting, and if only I can double up the recovery phase, I would really take that. And then I just remembered, alam ko na pala kung paano i-double time yung recovery, which is, for me, it was dry fasting. So, whenever I'm dry fasting, nada-double talaga. So, it makes everything easier and in a shorter span of time. Like, for example, I will be feeling the sugar withdrawal. If I'm water fasting, yung sugar withdrawal ko after a high carb intake, it can take 2 days, 3 days talaga, na medyo sobra. But, whenever I'm dry fasting, it's less than 24 hours. At saka, but it will be to a point lang na I will be very sleepy, kailangan ko talagang mag-nap. So, ngayong araw, I took a nap twice today. And ngayon, medyo energized na. But I realized then na mas madali talaga ako makarecover. And good thing na I do not have much responsibility for now because right now, graduate na po ako ng residency. So, I no longer need to go to the hospital. Kasi even if it's a holiday with our work in the hospital, we really have to go there, to check on our patients. Hindi kami dependent on holidays. So right now, I officially for the first time in years, na wala akong responsibility, but at the same time, unemployed din ako. So, wala akong trabaho at wala rin akong makukuhang allowance. Kasi yung mga panahon na wala akong trabaho before, I was a student or PGI, Postgraduate Intern in Training. So, tumatanggap pa ako ng allowance. So, today marks the first day na wala akong sinisweldo at wala rin akong allowance. So, yun. It will be, I know, but I'm not worried. You still see me smiling because I know that God will provide, the universe will provide. We just have to keep the positive spirit, okay? So, as you know, no, one of the reasons why I did fasting is something about moderation. No? I want to have a self-control and yung practice of temperance talaga. Temperance is one of the core values of Stoicism. So, Stoicism is something that I believe in. It's something that I practice as much as I can. But I usually fail on temperance, no? Sa self-control. So, that's one also of the reasons why I really practice fasting to improve on my self-control and temperance. Hello, Cheng! I can see you there. Happy New Year! I hope I get to see you soon. So, but with temperance, dun isang way doon is to do fasting. So, how can you control food? Kasi nga, for the longest time before, I feel like I am in control with my life, but not when it comes to food, no? I'm always eating, and depende talaga sa food yung mood or yung whatever stuff that is going on, dapat it has to do with food. So, discovering fasting made me in control of food, no? But, in contrast naman sa ganyan, you can see talaga how I have this tendency to be a control freak, no? But don't worry, hindi naman ako nagko-control ng people. I just control myself and the things that I manage, no? So I am a control freak in that sense because I don't want to be lost, no? Lost in control. That's even one of the reasons why I don't drink at all, no? So if you know, hindi talaga ako uminom kahit gaano pa yan kakonti, kahit sabihin pa nilang masarap or walang lasa yung alcohol na yan, I really don't drink. First, yung excuse ko, kahit masarap siya, mas masarap pa din yung mga favorite drinks ko. If kahit regardless of carb content, no? I know mas masarap. So, sinasabi nila, hindi obvious na walang alcohol. So, sinasabi ko naman, bakit ba ako iinom ng hindi obvious na may alcohol? Kung pwede naman ako uminom ng wala talagang alcohol. But deep down, my main reason actually is I don't drink alcohol because I don't want to be not in control of my cognition. I don't want to be not in control of my head. So, learning it in medicine affirmed my own previous belief that I am not a person na pwedeng uminom ng alcohol, which is hindi ko talaga gusto na I won't be in charge of my head kasi whenever you drink alcohol, it will alter the chemistry in your brain. The first thing that you will lose is your inhibition or your tendency to say no to things, no? You can still be conscious, you can still be aware. But yung ability mo to say no on things that you would normally say no to when you are not influenced the alcohol will be less. So, ayoko na ganyan. I want to be in charge of my own head. That's the reason. That's why I don't drink alcohol. But lately, with positivity and learning about wellness and so many things, I think that is also going to be one of my nandiyan na naman sila, New Year's resolution. And that is the ability, and that is the capacity to let go of things. You know, for those of you who have read book 3, you know na yung positivity natin doon is part of this is letting go of the things that you can't control, okay? But the subjective idea na kung ano yung mga pwede mo makontrol at kung ano yung pwedeng hindi mo i-control. So, nandyan na si Dr. Taha. Happy New Year! Ngayon lang kami nagkita. Happy New Year! Happy. So, for those of you who have read book 3, meron dyang 2 things that you needed to do, no, whenever you are facing a problem. So, first, you really have to take accountability, no? You have to be responsible of that task, and you have to do everything to prepare so that you can be prepared on that task, no? Or kung hindi ka man ma-prepare, kung natapos na, you have to make sure na it won't happen again. So, you have to do whatever it takes. If you have to study, if you have to practice, if you have to make adjustment on your previous routine, you do that. But afterwards, if you've done your part, if you've already done your best, and then you just let go. Let go mo lang yan. So, when it comes to health and wellness, what you can do is empower yourself to make sure that you do it all the things that's necessary by learning. So, for those of you who are watching right now, those of you who are watching live right now, you're actually taking the first step, no? You are empowering yourself, you are making yourself knowledgeable, you are doing your best to learn how to eat right, how to improve our health. You want to understand the causes, the root causes of your illness, of your loved one's illness, so that you will have the higher possibility of avoiding it, or di kaya more possibility na makaya mo itong maiwasan, or as much as possible you can control that. But there are things that you cannot control. There are a lot of things that we cannot control, and you have to know which ones you cannot control, and you just have to let that go. But when you let that go, you should not think of negativity na hindi mo siya makontrol at ilalet go mo na lang, at saka hindi mo na siya iisipin. What you can actually do though is try to think the most positive way. So Cherise Chrysostom, my good friend, one of my longest friend in life, no, sabi niya, ikaw pa, always positive. Yes, always positive talaga tayo. It's one thing that our mother taught us. Siya talaga yung hindi pa nauso ang sagot sa Miss Universe na silver lining. Siya na talaga si Miss Silver Lining. Kahit anong unos pa yan, kahit anong problem pa yan, yun talaga, nakikita niya yung silver lining or the good side in everything, no? So, even for that tragedy na nangyari nung may baha in Victorias, where my brother actually and my sister-in-law Angela lives, no? But last night we were together, nag-celebrate kami ng New Year, so they were not there. So, my brother actually got a wife na as positive din ni Maming. So, sabi niya sa sister niya na nabahaan, all of the appliances talaga soaked under the flood water. Hindi talaga, kahit ano ba, mga lahat, refrigerator, TV, all the appliances in the house, kasi walang tao sa bahay. Kasi nga, they celebrated sa lolo and lola na bahay, no? So, umiiyak yung ate niya, sinasabi na all of this tragedy happened. And so, she reminded her na what if nandun sila nag-celebrate? Kasi midnight talaga nagsimula tumaas yung water. Imagine if you are there, no, together with the kids, kasi maliliit pa yung mga bata. You were sleeping, for example, and then nagising ka na lang na mataas na yung baha. God knows, baka meron pang kuryente and all those trouble. At saka iba talaga kapag, even if you will survive, but for the kids to experience that, it can really be very traumatic. So, it is still a silver lining to look and see, no, na we should still be thankful that aside from they are safe physically, and their car is safe kasi dinala nila, and that the psychological trauma na na-spare silang lahat with that experience. So, we should, kahit gaano pa kagrabe yung problema, kahit gaano pa akala natin no way out, we can just think, no? Either trying to, yung sabi natin, backward comparison, you should think, no, kung gaano pa how worse things could have been if hindi yan nangyari. So, that is really, really good. So, it is something that we can all do. Minsan lang, we need a friend or someone or hear it from something else para maalala natin. We can try to recall and we can try to think, no, how grateful and how blessed we are still because of all the, even despite and in spite of what's happening. So, yun lang talaga. So, importante yun. So, for those of you who have stalled, no, sa weight, no, kasi yun yung challenge natin, the No Weight Gain December Challenge. For those of you na feeling nyo hindi na nag-weight loss or tumaas yung weight because of December, aside yung sinasabi natin, you don't have to worry kasi nga it's our feast season. It's our new modern day harvest season. But if you can go natural, gusto mong mag-natural talaga, so of course you can do so. So it's up to you. But yun nga sabi nila, wellness is really, really important kasi stress alone pwede rin siyang makapa-jeopardize ng health. It can have an effect similar to that insulin effect, but it is not because of insulin. It's another hormone called glucagon, no? So, too much glucagon, it can promote insulin, it can increase your stress hormone in your body na magkakaroon siya ng manifestations like inflammation, like insulin resistance, all those na pwede ring makasira ng health natin. Kaya nga sabi nila, it's better pa daw to think positive and eat a pizza than to think negative and eat vegetables, kasi kung ganyan lang, well, it can still have an effect. But of course, we shouldn't abuse that idea. It's just that positive thinking, optimism can do so much more than we ever thought. Akala natin on the idea lang yan. And kapag nag-positive thinking ka, hindi lang siya one time. It's not one thing. It should be overflowing. That is the only way na man-neutralize mo whatever negativity is there. So how can you overflow your positive thoughts? You can overflow that. You can make it maximum. You can make it na umaapaw talaga by incorporating it in everything that you do. You speak positive, you see positive, and then you also, kung pwede pa lang, you breathe in and breathe out positivity. Even if something goes wrong, even if something happens, you try to deep breathe first before you say bad words, before you say negative words. Try to think first. Kung negative siya, huwag mo nang sabihin. Kung positive siya, sabihin mo. Kung negative man siya, try to be creative. Tap on your creative brain, and how can you say it still in a positive way? Pwede yon. Kung hindi man, kasi hindi naman natin gusto maging superficially positive, meaning yung positivity na hindi na healthy. That is, like, tinotolerate mo yung ginagawang masama ng iyong kasama sa bahay, or whatnot. You can do is do an objective criticism na kayang lunukin ng kailangan mong sabihan. So, we have this kiss, kick, kiss na strategy wherein sasabihin mo muna yung positive effect and yung positive, and then you sandwich there yung gusto mo talagang intention mong sabihin, and then lastly, you still add the positive side. So, for example, ano bang pwedeng example natin? For example, merong nakakalat. So, pwede mong sabihin na gusto ko, for example, pwede mong sabihin na I like the idea that you are carefree. So, that is positive. But, it would have been better, no, na kapag mayroong ganyan, i-arrange natin agad, no? That way, pwede kang maging carefree, but at the same time, organize lahat ng bagay. At we can be all at peace seeing na organize lahat. So, yun, mga ganon. Mga lines, no? So, kiss, kick, kiss, so that you can improve whatever is there that needs to be improved, okay? So, yun, positive thinking is really, really important, and yung sinasabi nating thoughts becomes reality. Totoo talaga yun. Thoughts really becomes reality. If you can imagine whatever things that you enjoy now, kahit ano pa yan, at one point in your life, you've wished for it. At one point in your life, you've envisioned it. Kahit in passing lang. It may not be exactly the same. It may just be an idea, no, na ganyan. But it will manifest eventually. So, if you want to manifest something, you have to think through it. You have to think about it well and good, and dapat as much as possible, as specific as possible, because it can also be tricky. Baka iba yung iniisip mo, or general yung iniisip mo, so ibibigay yan sa'yo, but it's not exactly what you wanted. Kasi nga, hindi specific yung pag-wish mo sa kanya or pag-pray mo sa kanya. So, if you have to pray, you have to be specific. And one thing whenever you're praying is know and believe that you really deserve it. And of course, you know that you deserve it if you know also that you've been doing right, or at least you know you did your best to do what's right, so that you know that you deserve it. So it's a cycle, no? It's a very beautiful cycle of positivity, of doing good, of being honest with yourself, and eventually of accepting whatever that you deserve and whatever that you believe you deserve. So it's really good that positive thinking will really start with a thought, no? So for those of you na sinabi natin na for example, nag-stall yung weight nung hindi na nag-weight loss, or na hindi na improve yung health, just try to think, no, kahit ano pa yan, kasi we are talking about weight kasi siya yung pinaka parang madaling i-measure. But whenever I think about like weight gain, for example, I'm not just talking about those na weight gain. It could be on health, no? So for example, for those naman na hindi talaga tumataba, for those na mas pumapayat kasi nga they're doing something, they're not doing it right, no? When it comes to eating, because our body is so intelligent that it's actually trying to maintain a healthy BMI, at least hindi undernourished. And mind you na yung normal BMI na weight for height is actually not the best gauge of health, kasi there are those na parang underweight talaga, but when you see them, they're actually on the best shape of health. It's just that kung papapiliin ako, I'd rather go for underweight but with larger muscle mass as compared to fat mass, as compared to like normal BMI, pero sobra-sobra yung fat percentage at sobrang taas ng blood cholesterol at all those, na mataas yung BP. So yung weight talaga, hindi siya yung only gauge of health. So whenever I say like, if you want to, for those of you who are not gaining weight or who are not losing weight, I'm actually talking about overall health in general. So if you are quite disappointed to where you are now when it comes to your health, no, you should still look for the silver lining. Kasi if you have not done any adjustment way before, if hindi ka gumawa ng kahit kung ano pang mga kung hindi ka pa nagsimula mag-IF, hindi ka pa nagsimula mag low carb, at nagfiesta ka lang ngayong December, like all month long, isipin mo na lang, baka hindi mo alam nasa ospital ka na ngayon, baka hindi mo alam nagme-maintenance ka na ngayon, all those. So we can never really tell kung how it can help us, or how it could have been worse, no, if we didn't start adjusting our way of life. But you should also be honest with yourself that if you feel like you are not confident, you don't feel good where you are now in terms of health and wellness, then you can make use of that. You can make use of that idea to fuel you, to motivate you to really improve. So for me, I know I need to improve talaga on maybe physical activity. I am thinking of going into regular exercise, but wala pa akong masyadong motivation to do it. Hindi kasi, I'm not really fond kasi of jogging kasi walang ginagawa. If I have to do a physical activity, it should be for double purpose. Like for example, having fun. So that's why I'd rather go soccer or basketball or kung ano man. So maybe I can also do some jogging if I can make use of it for another thing. Like for example, bonding moments with a loved one, or as meditation, but hindi ako makakapag-meditate siguro niyan. I'm used to meditating really lying down and just closing my eyes, just floating between sleep and meditation, sleep and meditation, yun lang. So, yun talaga yung meditation time ko. And I think hindi applicable sa akin mag-meditate while running. And also, like for my sister, for example, she enjoys jogging so much kasi sobrang hilig niya sa music. So, she loved listening to music. It's like a therapy for her. Now, while jogging, she can do that. So, while jogging, she's listening to music and she is enjoying her time and it calms her. But as for me, mahilig din ako sa music pero hindi ako yung intentional talaga. Whenever I like music, I download them, I buy them in iTunes. But hindi ko sila napakikinggan deliberately. But whenever somebody else is playing music on my background na hindi ako yung intentional na kumuha, sobrang enjoy ako. I really love listening to music and I love singing along with other people. I love that. But yung tipong hinahanap ko, it's not me. I am more fond of silence talaga. So I know it may sound so boring, but yun nga sinasabi ko, never in my life I really felt bored. So kahit mag-isa lang ako at silent lahat at nakaharap lang ako sa wall, I can be okay with my own thoughts. So yun. So sino na to? Yung mga kaano ko dyan, si IC Sports. IC is very sporty and I'm really proud to see her transformation, no? You can follow her page, no? And also, I think meron ng YouTube channel si IC. So, you can check her workout video. Sobrang ganda. I think lalabas na talaga yung abs niya. Or lumabas na ba, Ice? Miss Regina, hello! Happy New Year po. My friend Cherise, kung may exercise pagid ko, maano na lang kita. So, 22 na lang ang hawak ko. Oh, susa. So, that's Ilonggo, no? So, Cha is saying, ano na lang mangyayari, no? So, kung mag-exercise pa, so baka sobrang gandang-ganda na yan. Okay, so, agree. Si Chloe, naka-agree na din. Bonggang-bongga talaga. Kung mag-exercise ako, ano kaya mangyayari? I think I have to sacrifice a little of something of my time. Kasi sobrang fully loaded talaga. I know it has to do with time management. Pero meron na kasi talagang nakalaan yung lahat eh. At saka I don't want to lessen my sleep time or else dun siya makukuha sa sleep time ko. And you know, I lack sleep most of the time whenever merong mga busy, but we ended already the holiday feast, and I hope we can get back to our normal soon and with our schedules, and hope na makakabalik na sa normal routine with enough sleep. Kasi whenever there's enough sleep talaga, everything is really doing well. Everything is falling into place. And it's not just about superficial lang na you rested well and that na akala mo when you slept well, parang good mood ka lang. It has something to do with your energy. Because when you have slept well, your energy is so aligned, your person is so aligned, na the universe can also conspire na everything will go on smoothly. But whenever you are not having enough sleep, makikita mo talaga, series of unfortunate events yan. It goes awry, it goes discordant, na mahirap talaga, iba talaga. So you really have to have enough sleep. So enough sleep can be different from person to person. For me, it should be minimum 6 hours. My optimum sleep is 7 hours and half because it's I usually take a multiple of 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours, or that's 90 minutes because it is equivalent to a 1 full sleep cycle. Kaya, as much as possible, if I make an alarm, no, kahit I still have 5 hours of sleep, no, na for example, I have to get up at certain time and I have to sleep na late, and for example, meron lang akong 5 hours left, no, I will check my alarm in a way na it will just be 4.5 hours so that it will still become a multiple of 1.5 hours or 90 minutes. Because kapag minaximize ko yung 5 hours na yon, it will leave me feeling groggy kasi mapuputol yung sleep cycle ko. Baka in that time nasa REM stage ako or nasa deep sleep ako. At kapag nadi-disturb mo yan, yung sa ganyang time, you will have a headache, you will not feel good, and you will really feel really bad kasi nga na-disturb. Whereas, if you cut your sleep at the end of each sleep cycle, yun yung mga time na madali kang gisingin because you're actually moving on that phase na tapos na yung sleep cycle mo at magkakaroon ka ng another sleep cycle. So yung in-between phase na yun, that's the best time for you to wake up so that you will still feel energized. You will maximize the full sleep cycle effect of 90 minutes at maganda rin yung effect niya eventually. So, yun. So, when I have the luxury of time, I would love to have 9 hours of sleep from time to time. But also, not more than 9 hours because magsosobra ng sleep, hindi na rin maganda. Okay? It's just like with food, no? Meron siyang optimum. Just like in everything else, meron lang talaga siyang optimum amount, optimum range na dun tayo makaka-function well. So, Sharon Roldan, yes, Doc, I truly love solitude. Yes, for those who can relate, when it comes to solitude, maraming maganda talaga. It's, if you have not tried enjoying your solitude, you can try doing yoga. I think these are people na sobrang occupied lahat ng bagay sa kanila. They're always thinking, they're always on the go, they're always trying to fill up every slots na wala na silang time for solitude. And minsan, they will have that tendency that they will feel like they are overwhelmed, no? Na na-overwhelmed sila. But What you actually need lang is time of silence, solitude, meditation, prayers, kung ano man ang whatever works for you. But it's that time to be still, no? You just sit still, lie still, trying to clear your head. If you cannot clear your head, at least try to not think of so many things. And you will see ideas flowing in, answers to your problems flowing in. Sometimes we just need silence. Kasi daw, lahat ng answer sa ating mga problema. All of our problems, we already know the answer. But sometimes, we cannot filter it out. There are a lot, we are faced with so many deadlines, troubles, na hindi mo na makikita what really matters kasi maraming superficial things that are covering it up. But when you are on a routine na meron kang time, silent time, no, alone time, meditation time, prayer time, yun makikita mo talaga how it will make a lot of difference on your day to day. You can plan your day ahead well. You will not have so many trial and errors sa mga kailangan mong gawin because what you need to do is already being laid down and it just becomes a common sense, parang it's as clear as broad daylight na what you need, you know exactly what to do right after. So yun, the clarity of your head, that moment of silence, kasi sabi nila for others, before I engage in meditation, before I consciously incorporated at least 20 minutes of my time after I wake up and before I sleep of just silence, no, iba talaga. I used to not believe in it so much kasi I don't have any experience in it, but the moment I incorporated it, the idea, yung sinasabi nila, what did you get, no, out of that meditation? Sabi wala. Or for others, it was even used, no, with prayers. What did you get with prayers? So hindi ka naman you weren't able to get anything. But what you did not get are the fear, anxiety, no, the negative thinking, the crowded head, the fog, the brain fog. It's not there as well because it will clear your head. It will make things clearer when it comes to what matters most, what you need to do, what is the most important for you at that certain moment. It will give you a clarity. Para talaga siyang cleansing, para siyang mental cleansing ng isipan natin. So I hope you get to do that. If you don't know what you want still for this 2021, you can ponder on it. You can think of it before you sleep, no? So yung ako, because you know I'm a very lazy person, kahit yung papuntang ko na lang, before I sleep, I just lie down and I just close my eyes. And dun lang, I try to not fall asleep right then and there. I try to meditate. So, if you know yung Mind Valley, sometimes you can see it advertising in Facebook. Meron yan yung founder niyan, si Vishen Lakiani. I used to follow him. Kasi maganda yung niya. Hindi ko na siya, pina-follow ko pa rin yan, pero hindi talaga ako type na nagsumusunod talaga. There was a time na when I first knew about him, so I followed all of his posts, yung mga ganyan. And once na kita ko na yung gist ng kanyang ideas, na hindi na rin ako nag-follow na. But the idea here is you should improve on your own well-being. He has this 6-phase meditation. 6-phase meditation kasi yung one of the challenges of meditation talaga, sabi nila, is to clear your head, no? How to clear your head. And sometimes that is really really hard. That is really hard yung pag-clear your head. So yung technique niya is he made this 6-phase meditation wherein you are allowed to think, but this time you are thinking the good things, no? You are thinking the right things. So it's like a guided meditation. So it's a 20-minute meditation wherein the first part is you have to imagine yourself thinking that you are connected to each and everyone, all the living creatures in the world. And then he is even saying that as you close your eyes, you imagine a white light daw, parang pouring into you, and then you spreading it to your own household, to your neighborhood, to your own region, and then to the whole country, and then to the whole world, and then spreading it to wide and clear to the universe until you think of it moving backwards, no? Reflecting backwards to you. Kapag hindi mo na ma-imagine na kung saan napunta yung white light, yun na, you are already connected. And then you follow this with forgiveness. So you can try to recall for the first 24 hours if somebody did make you feel not so good, if they made you feel bad, and then you forgive them, whatever it takes, whatever that, whoever that is, whatever that is, if it's just a scenario, if it's a corporation, if it's a person, you forgive them, and then at the same time you ask forgiveness. So if it's the first time that you've done this, if it's the first time na gagawin mo siya, you can even try to think of all those people whom you feel have wronged you before in the past, okay? So, since for the first time, para ma-clear lahat yon, it will give you enough closure, it will give you enough positivity so that you can move forward and you can let go of all those things. Kahit yung mga taong wala na dito, hindi mo nakasama sa buhay, physically, or ano man, you can forgive them. And the third part is gratitude. You try to think of at least at minimum yan, 3 things that you should be grateful for. Kapag alam mong marami yan. So you can always think of that positivity. You have to think that. Fourth is you envision your future. In 3 years' time, what do you want to have? What do you want to be? If you can imagine yourself in this very athletic physique, no? Or living in that certain house, or doing this perfect job for you, you can envision that. You can make it as specific as possible. And the fifth one is your perfect day. So you can think of your perfect day if you're doing it in the morning, so the day that will follow, what will you do after, or if you're doing it at night, what you want to do the next day. It's a perfect day that is also in alignment with your goal for the 3 years future. And lastly, this is the most important part, you have to summon whatever higher creature you feel. So it could be God, it could be your own personal higher being, yourself, it could be the universe, or just have faith that, and you will let that go, saying na may all these things unfold, no? May all these things, no, will or something better will unfold, no? So I'm glad Sharon is also watching Vision in Mind Valley. So Vision is really nice. He's an Indian national that were born and raised ba siya in the US or just did school in the US? Pero basta he's a genius, and Mind Valley is really a beautiful app, no? Me and my siblings have been watching Vision, and we learned a lot from him. So Helbert, thank you so much. Happy New Year. So going back now with our New Year's resolution, I hope whatever we talked about was able to help you strategize or come up with your own New Year's resolution. So I hope it will be more substantial, hindi lang siya yung parang physical aspect lang. So for example, if you want to lose weight, you don't focus on just losing weight. You focus on the reason why you want to lose weight. So for example, you want to look good. But why do you want to look good? You want to, maybe you want to feel good. So you can focus on that. You want to feel good. And actually, once you know the root cause, it will make it easier for you to not be really bothered by the end. So, hindi na siya magiging just weight loss lang. You can actually now start feeling good about yourself, no? And you can thank yourself, no? Saying that I feel good, that I look good, and that I am about to have my ideal weight yet, no? Parang yung mindset na grateful mindset, it is actually attracting that mindset, and you don't need to bother anymore, but you just have to do what you feel is you need to do para ma-follow yan. So by feeling good, you have to eat right, you have to eat the right time, the right amount for you to continue to feel good. So, and eventually, you wouldn't just know. Malalaman mo lang that everything else is falling into place. I know a lot of you who have been into intermittent fasting and low-carb feasting, no? Alam nyo na we feel best, no, whenever we're fasting. Sometimes nga, sabi natin, mas maganda pa yung feeling nung nakippa-fasting ka kasa nung matapos kang kumain na sobrang dami yung kinain. It makes us feel bloated, it feels heavy, very, very uncomfortable. So, I hope na ano yan, styrofoam dyan. I hope you can try to do it, focus on the core reason why you really have to, why you have the New Year's resolution that you have. Hello, Miss K. I can see you watching. Namimiss ko na yung kombucha mo. I have to order again. Although, currently, I'm fasting, but I'm sure gusto kong mag-kombucha ulit. Miss K is our local supplier here of homemade, organic, best tasting kombucha, even better than commercial ones, no? Hello, Ma'am Grace Galio, my teacher in high school. Happy New Year. God in His amazing grace showers you with blessing more than you expect. I same way, likewise, no? Likewise, I hope, I wish you the same, no? More blessings than we all expect. Yun naman talaga. Kasi sometimes, we feel like we are not getting what we have, but actually ngayon sinasabi ko talaga, there is no such thing as bad news, kasi it is just it is really meant to have something better, but it's not through the process that we want. So that is the part that I want to practice more as often as I could, no? Yung letting go and trusting, having faith that everything will fall into place. I have to control myself from being too much self-controlled, no? So I have to really learn to really let go of things more and trusting it to God, trusting it to the universe, that it will provide me with the things that I may not want as of now, but I can realize later that it's more than what I want. It's just that hindi ko pa yan na-realize. So kung meron mang pangyayari sa buhay na, for example, hindi siya mga bagay na ine-expect mo talaga, who knows, later on, you will just realize, and more often than not, yun naman talaga, you will realize na it was really the best thing that ever happened, no? It could have been the best thing. So, TJ, I miss you. Yes, of course, mahal na mahal ka ni TJ Cherise. Parati niyang sinusubaybayan ko anong post mo, and we are very, very proud of you. How yung totoong ganda mo lumalabas talaga. Diba, Miss Sharon? Yes, LCSF is amazing. It will bring out the best in you, not just physically, but mentally, and I hope, no, marami na ako nakikita nag-transform with LCIF. Although, nagsisimula siya with physical change, but the person itself no, that the physical aspect is just the superficial aspect, but it changed them way, 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 way better inside, no? And kahit yung nga sinasabi natin, it will, yung before and after photos, it will be, for example, it is a difference of 20 kilos na difference, or 10 pounds, or 2 kilos lang na difference. But it is more than that. It is beyond that physical aspect. The change is way better than physical aspect, because the mental mindset, the knowledge, the practice, no, the development of temperance, self-control when it comes to, especially for first-timers na nag-LCIF, no, the ability, no, ma-amaze ka sa sarili mo, the ability that you can fast pala. Kasi before, like for first-timers, no, kapag sinasabi nag 24 hours fasting, and if it's the first time that you've heard about it, hindi ka talaga makakapaniwala. Sasabihin mo pa nga, parang baliw ka siguro kapag hindi ka kumain, and it was intentional. But knowing what we know now, as we always say, no, we are really meant to fast. And I hope you get to make your own fasting schedule, and make your own, if you can't do a routine fasting schedule, at least you listen to your body, not superficially. Like, for example, kanina, mga around 3 in the afternoon, bigla akong nagutom. So, alam kong gutom na gutom ako. So, if I'm listening to my body, I can eat. But actually, if I'm listening to my body closely, alam ko na yung gutom na yon, it was just superficial gutom from transient hypoglycemia. It's because kumain ako ng high carb food last night. So, ngayon, knowing that, hindi ako nagpadala. So, right now, I am still on dry fasting for about, anong oras na ba? After yung kumain kami kagabi, mga around 1 or 2 a.m. siguro yung last na mga kain ko. So that 2 a.m. ba or mga 1 a.m. So that is already around 15 hours, 15 or 16 hours of dry fasting. And I feel still good, I feel still okay. So, kung ano man ang iyong New Year's resolution, or kung hindi man New Year's resolution, you can just try to jot down and list down your goals for 2021. And hindi na kailangan, for those of you na meron talagang step ladder, no, on how to reach that goal, that's well and good. But if you don't have to worry. The universe will take care of it. Hindi mo kailangan malaman or kailangan isa-isahin yung mga do's and don'ts kung ano talaga ang kailangan mong gawin. It will just show up eventually what you need to do when you need to do it. Just focus on your goal, why you want it, and the feeling that you will have once you reach it. No? Yun. You try to imagine how happy you feel, how good you feel once you reach that, and slowly but surely you will really reach that. No? Hindi mo man yan nalaman noon, but that's how the universe works. And actually, that's the reason also why we get to enjoy the things that we enjoy now, kahit hindi pa natin alam noon. At yun nga sinasabi ko, at one point, you have envisioned it, you have prayed for it, you have asked for it, and that's why it was given to you. So, for your New Year's resolution, you can jumpstart this by writing down all the things that you want, all the things that your heart really desire, no? If medyo superficial sila, like for example, you want a new car, you try to think of the reason why you want a new car. So, for example, you want to provide convenience and comfort for your family, so you focus on that. You provide to be able to provide comfort for my family. And you don't even stop there. You still itemize this. Why do you want to make them to give them comfort and convenience? And the reason actually is for them to be happy and you also to be happy. So you focus on that happy. You focus on that kind of happy, and you try to embrace that kind of happiness as if it is already there. And eventually, sooner or later, mangyayari lang yan, maibibigay yan sa'yo. It will happen, no doubt about it. It was, if hindi ka naniniwala, it's actually the concept of the idea behind the book, yung The Secret, it's how The Secret works. So, yun talaga yung The Secret. It's about positivity. It's about accepting whatever it is. And if you don't believe in The Secret, I hope you believe in God. So, it's actually the same thing. It can be referred to many names, no? But it's easiest to acknowledge this, no, as something that we can have faith in. So, I know you have your faith. You just have to put it in the right place, and you have to fuel it with more positivity and belief, no? Yes, that's actually the law of attraction. Thank you, Sharon, for that. Kami ni Sharon talaga, kung magkikita siguro kami, non-stop siguro yung chika namin, no, of all these things, no. Sabi niya, she loves solitude, no. So, people who love solitude are actually somewhat more on the introvert type. So, if you ask me, if you've read the book, yung sinasabi ko, I'm ambivert. I am really introvert, but I can really become extrovert when I need to. I can relate to people if I want to, but after that, I will need my alone time. So, para makarecover. Kasi for introverts talaga, to be surrounded with people, to be surrounded with a crowd, it could be very, very tiring, no? It's not that we don't enjoy it. Still, we enjoy it. Pero nakakapagod siya. So, we have to have our alone time para makarecover. So, but whenever your introverts are with other introverts that they love so much, sobrang mga madadaldal yan. Sobrang maraming kwento yan. So, yun. Yan, si EJ nakalike, oh, for sure, relate yan. So, yun, I hope you get to start working on your, hindi lang siya wish list, what your heart truly desire for 2021, what you want, and then you can start working on it, and you can start working on it, not really like really working on it, but working on it on your feelings now. So you try to be positive, you try to embrace the happiness that you will feel once you get them, and you feel as if you already got them. Yun yung pinaka the secret talaga sa law of attraction, is for you to claiming that it's already there, and for you to acting as if it is already there. So for example, if you want to have the body and physique of a supermodel, so you embrace that. So you embrace that kind of identity as if it's already you, the supermodel. So comes with supermodel mindset. Iisipin mo, ano yung ginagawa ng supermodel. So, most likely, sa umaga, nag-exercise sila. At kapag kumakain sila, pakonti-konti lang. And they are not eating junk foods, okay? Yes, manifest. That is a way to do it. Thank you for that, Charisse. Hello, Miss Monette. I hope dumating na yung Tower Donut mo na low carb from our franchisee in Manila. So for those of you who wish to franchise our DIY donuts, we offer high carb and low carb donuts kasi we are pro-choice. So we offer a franchise for those who want to franchise, and we are happy that we get to spread positivity to each and every one. So I think that would be it. We are already done with our hour of Q&A. Walang nagtanong so far. So, ngayon, yan, hindi kayo nagtatanong. Ako na lang nagdadaldal dito. But if you have questions, if you have any concerns, no, especially when it comes to health and wellness, feel free to ask, no? And I will try my best to answer them. Okay? Happy birthday po, Sir Ronnie, no? Si Sir Ronnie. Sobrang supportive yan. I'm so happy. Kahit virtually, I feel like you are all my friends po talaga. I feel our connection, despite and in spite of the distance, in spite of the difference, age difference, gender difference, belief difference, but we have the low carb and fasting as our common denominator, as something that we believed in, and it's something that is so dear to my heart that I feel like we are in this together, and we get to bond kahit sa live FB lang. So, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thank you once again. I wish you all well. And may you be able to enjoy the coming months, no? And manifest whatever it is that is in your wish list. So, thank you, Sharon. Goodbye. Happy New Year once again.